Seule manu ai tangai langalu. Seule manu. Seule manu ai tangai langalu is a Samoan proverb that speaks to the art of bird catching as you set out onto the reef, where our elders would warn the young fishermen on their canoes that in the exciting pursuit of catching the bird, always be cautious of the relentless waves. Seule manu ai tangai langalu. To seize the bird but be weary of the waves. This proverb is the essence, it is the heartbeat of my chosen topic, sustainable tourism. My key message is that in our pursuit for economic growth from tourism and in our drive to open our shores to the world, we must always be weary of the waves, the relentless waves that can be in the form of a collapse in our culture, an erosion of our languages, loss of traditions, adverse impacts of climate change, and the exploitation and damage to our natural resources. Sustainable tourism is to always have foresight, to have vision for the future and the sustainable world that we hope to leave for our future generations of our blue Pacific continent. Distinguished judges, my sisters representing Pacifica, Oceania, Wansawara, ladies and gentlemen, we are all aware that tourism is a cornerstone of economic development in the Pacific, contributing significantly to the growth, foreign exchange earnings, and employment. The 2019 SPTO Annual Visitors Report reflects over 2.2 million visitors traveled to the Pacific, which generated receipts of up to $4 billion US, contributed to nearly 8% of the regional GDP, and directly employed over 90,000 people in our Pacific region. From my country of Samoa, tourism accounts for 24% of our national GDP and employs over 15% of our Samoa workforce. These are similar statistics across the region because our Pacific Islands have so much to offer. We are custodians of a treasure trove of natural wonders, and our islands are not just destinations, they are living, breathing sanctuaries of our cultural heritage, of resilient people, of unique biodiversity, sacred sites, and so much more. However, as we envision the future of tourism, we must champion practices that nurture rather than exploit. Sustainable tourism is not merely a catchphrase, and we don't need to look far to find solutions. Our ancestors have already laid our foundations, and in the tales of resilience, we can only look to our Pacific family, like in Palau, their commitment to marine conservation, and the Palau Pledge, Fiji's dedication to eco-friendly resorts, the Pacific-wide festivals and cultural arts initiatives such as Te Wila Festival, Enga Festival, Hei Waitahiti, Hei Lala, Hibiscus Festival in Fiji. In Samoa, the Alepata Marine Protected Area is among many national parks, reserves, and conservation areas where our unique biodiversity is protected. I believe sustainable tourism is also the transfer of knowledge to our young ones. As Miss Samoa, I led a youth initiative last year, Tafisila Fa'i, teaching over 400 Samoan young people the significance of our culture through dance, cultivating the next generation of stewards. To foster sustainable tourism in our blue Pacific continent, let us advocate eco-friendly accommodations, promoting responsible travel practices, cultural emergence, and investing in local communities to ensure the positive impact of tourism extends far beyond our own beaches. My sisters, we have the power to influence change, and in the spirit of the Miss Pacific Islands pageant, let our collective efforts in our own nations pave the way for a future where every visitor on our shores becomes guardians of our paradise. This is sustainable beauty beyond the reef. May we soar high like the frigate bird. Let it guide our navigation forward, as said by the President of Nauru, David Ariang, yesterday. As we forge high and forward, let us remember, Seule manu ai tangai lingalu. Let us never forget that Pacific people, land and ocean have a connected heartbeat. Let us never forget that it is our duty to fight for our people now, for the land that our ancestors kept, and for our future generations. Soifua Maia Manuia.
Whaptai lava, Miss Samoa. Wonderful presentation. My question is in relation to Nauru and tourism and your opinion or your thoughts. But you have mentioned in the past week that this is your first time to Nauru. What do you think are the points of differences that will attract tourism or tourists to come to a small country in the Pacific like Nauru?
Thank you for the question. My experience in Nauru has truly been unforgettable. Right from our landing at the airport and hearing the sounds of the ocean surround us, knowing that as you take a drive around the island, the ocean is always there. But it was also a fatal reminder of the effects of climate change and the prevalence of sea level rise. I also heard there was a king tide not long before we arrived. Another point of beauty and uniqueness in Nauru was the wildlife, the frigate birds, that every morning you'll see so many frigate birds fly just above your head, and how that serves as a reminder of keeping our biodiversity, our ecosystems harmoniously balanced so that we protect what is uniquely ours. The people are also so kind, so friendly, so hospitable, and it made me feel like I really belonged here, because in Samoa our foundations are our cultural values of love, of respect, humility, service to others. And I belong to Samoa, I belong to the villages and my family there. But coming here to Nauru, I also feel a sense of belonging because of those same cultural values. And I guess those cultural values were really instilled in the young people I try and teach in my reign as Miss Samoa, so that no matter if they are in Samoa, in the region, or in the world, they always uphold those cultural values. And I would really like to commend Nauru on being so resilient through such a history of exploitation to your natural resources. I would like to commend you and your people for being so resilient, and I hope that your culture and people thrive forevermore.